Okay, tonight's lesson is on the directrix and the focus. A parabola is the set of all points in a plane that are equidistant from a fixed line called the directrix. Now the directrix will always be found outside the parabola, never inside. Outside the parabola, right behind, or in this case, below the vertex. And a fixed point not on the line called the focus. So here, notice that it says it's all the points in a plane that are equidistant. So that means that they're equal distance from the directrix, C units, and then if you go C units into the parabola, you reach the focus. The focus is a point. The directrix is a line. Okay? So now, here's the equation. They call it the standard form for the equation. So it's standard form when you're looking for the directrix and the focus. Not the standard form, not this standard form that we're used to using. Okay? This standard form. Now, this form looks a lot like what form? Right. It looks a lot like vertex form. So what did they do? Well, they took that k value, they subtracted it, and moved it over with the y. Okay? And then they broke down our a value to 1 over 4c. The x minus h squared stays the same. So this is really the key right here, 1 over 4c. If you're looking for the directrix or the focus, you need to memorize this little fraction right here, 1 over 4c. That's going to represent our a value. Okay? So first of all, if it's a positive number, it's going to be opening up. If the a value is negative, it's going to be opening down. Okay, so let's take a look at an example. So in order to find the c value, we need to take the a value, 1 over 8, and we're going to set it equal to 1 over 4c. Now, hopefully, most of you can eyeball this answer. 4 times what is 8? We know that our c value in this case is going to be 2. Oops, sorry about that. Stop laughing at me, Ozzy. 2. So, but sometimes it's not obvious. So when it's not obvious, you're going to have to cross multiply the proportion and solve for c. Okay? Alright, so we know since our a value is positive, we know this is going to be opening up. We know also that our h is 0 and our k is 0, so we know we have a vertex at 0, 0. Remember, in this case we have the a value. There is no horizontal shift. There is no vertical shift. Okay? So our vertex is at 0, 0. So now we know where our vertex is. Now, let's go ahead and plot some points here. Let's start off with, I'm going to go ahead and skip to 8. Actually, no, let's skip to 2. So if I plug 2 in, 2 squared is 4, and 4 times 1/8 is 4/8, which is a half. So I know that if I go the other direction, because of symmetry, that's going to also be 1/2. So 2 units, 1/2. 2 units, 1/2. So we have a parabola that's opening up. It has a vertical compression. And to find the focus, you're going to go 2 units into the parabola. And there is your focus. So what you would do is, to find the focus, you would add C to the y coordinate of the vertex. So adding 2 to 0, our focus is now at 0, 2. Now to find the directrix, we're going to go 2 units the opposite direction. So 1, 2, and remember that directrix represents a line. In this case, a horizontal line. And this equation is going to be y equals -2. Okay, let's take a look at another example. Okay, so notice our a value is negative, so this is going to open down. We have a vertex at -3, and if I add the 2 to the other side, it's a lot easier to see my vertex. -3, +2. So plotting that point, again it's opening down. My a value is -1/4, so I would go over 1, down 1/4, over 1, down 1/4. So again, we have a vertical compression because our a value is less than 1 but greater than 0. We have a reflection over the x-axis. It's translated 3 units to the left and 2 units up. So what's our c value? So we're going to put -1/4, and we don't need the negative here when we're calculating the c value. 1/4 equals 1 over, got to look at that little formula again, 1 over 4c. And so by observation we can see that c is going to be equal to 1. So to find the focus, we go inside c units from vertex. So in 1 unit. So there is our focus. Okay? And so we're going to, in this case, we're going to have to, since we're opening down, okay, we're not going to add. We added because we had to go up. So since we're going to be going down, we're going to subtract from the y-coordinate since we're going down. So, or you can just eyeball it. It's going to be 1, 2, 3, -3, +1. So we had to subtract 1 from the 2 to get to the focus. And to get to the directrix, we want to go the other direction. So this time we would go up 1, draw in the line, and our directrix is going to be y equals 1, 2, 3. Okay, let's take a look at this. Now, these have been set up nicely for you. We can calculate the C value. We can, if you have it already in this format, 1 over 12, we know that this bottom part has to be equivalent to 4C. Remember the 1 over 4C? So C in this case is going to be 3. 4 times 3 is 12. Vertex opens. I'll tell you what, I'm going to let you guys finish this one. I'm going to check this one on Monday. See if you know what you're doing. I'm not going to give you any credit for your video notes if you have not attempted this problem. Hope you're having a great weekend, and I'll see you guys tomorrow or the next day, depending on when you watch these videos.